Well, good evening, Dirtfish Rally friends. It's Friday evening here at the Service Park in Passau. We've had a proper day out in the stages here at the Central European Rally. All 8 stages of the rally so far taking place, David, in the Czech Republic. We had a great start yesterday afternoon and evening, but today was where the real rally started. And my goodness me, we woke up to some very interesting weather.
Right. It was foggy, it was misty, and it's been like that all day, hasn't it? It's just rained and rained. Stopped raining for 10 minutes, rained. It's been, I would imagine, it's been some of the most difficult conditions on tarmac in years.
I think so, David, because yes, the rain was expected, but I was surprised by how much water there was on the roads. You know, these were going to be challenging stages anyway, narrow, bumpy, Najeri, in places new to everyone, really challenging. Throw in that weather, and it's like, this could be a bit of a lottery today. We were debating, David, about road position. What were your thoughts this morning about that, seeing that weather?
I think the problem was, Cole, that on our recce, we'd driven quite a lot of the stages, but clearly we'd seen where most of the anti-cutting devices were. We hadn't seen a lot of the stages where there weren't so many. So we'd kind of thought, yeah, it's going to be a pretty clean rally. Exactly what Thierry said. Yeah. They thought the same thing, but clearly, you know, there are cuts. The cars are getting off the road more in between these anti-cutting devices, and it's just created an absolute mud bath.
An absolute mud bath. I haven't seen cars quite as muddy and messy as the Rally 1 cars that came through the stages today in a long, long time. It was very messy indeed. But, you know, the man who absolutely mastered those conditions was Kalle Rovanperä. Interestingly, both you and I picked up on it when we did our pre-start talks to the drivers this morning. He seemed a little, almost apprehensive.
He did. He wasn't himself. Normally, he's out the car, he's joking, he's just, not joking, but there's a bit of banter around. This morning, there was banter, always great banter with Yoni, Halton and the co-driver, superb. But with Kalle, it was just a bit of the race face, wasn't it? It was very focused. And you're right, there was a bit of apprehension, but you could understand it because we were standing in pouring rain. And we were just chatting away to him, and he said, yeah, I'm hearing that the water's running down off the field.
He even said, didn't he, that he heard that there was mud on the lines from the safety crews going through.
Yeah.
So it was the unexpected. They just didn't know what to expect out there.
I think you need to just settle your nerves, don't you, in the first few corners, and then it was incredible. At the end of the first stage, he didn't know what to expect.
No.
And he turned in this blinding time, and he just continued for the whole day.
He did, and he finished the day over 30 seconds ahead of everyone else. This is what he told us at the end of the day.
For sure, we also drive well the whole day, but I think on the afternoon it was definitely more, let's say, equal starting places. We still were quite fast, so that's good.
What did you make of the Czech Republic stages?
I think they are quite tricky. A lot of grip change. All the narrow roads are really quite demanding. Some parts are not with clean tarmac, even before it's let's say wet and muddy. And then when you combine all these things together, it's quite tricky.
So that lead that Rovanperä has over chasing Thierry Neuville, 36.4 seconds, David.
Is he chasing? Is he? Is he defending? Is he chasing?
Defending. I think you're right. What we did enjoy today with Thierry, though, was that battle with Elfyn Evans. It was so close all day. Both Evans and Neuville, David, weren't entirely happy with maybe set up with the way their cars were performing, but they were battling hard throughout the day. Neuville came out on top with that great time in the final stage, but similar days for those two today.
Definitely, Colin. They both had not the perfect car, but for me, in these conditions, you're never going to get the perfect car. You are never going to get the perfect feeling because the conditions, the grip level, constantly changing underneath you. And it's about being adaptable. It's about which driver can adapt best to what they've got. Clearly, Kalle has. We know that Elfyn Evans and Thierry, they are both very precise drivers. They know exactly what they like, and that's what they need to really push to get the best out of the car. And somewhere like Finland, where Elfyn has the car dialed and he knows what he's going to get, nobody can beat him. You know, he's absolutely on it there. He struggled today a little bit with those issues. Quite possibly, if it dries out tomorrow, that fight is going to carry them maybe a little bit closer to Kalle.
Oh, I really hope it does, and I think it probably will. What was interesting was they were both pushing pretty hard out there with, you know, maybe just slightly compromised setup. But considering how difficult it was, how tight it was, how narrow it was, how precise you had to be, neither of them really with any big issues out there.
Unbelievable behaviour
Always
from Scott
someone.
Martin.
Always someone. Yeah, Scotty Martin, the joker off the back. Yeah, David, neither of them really had any big moments out there. That surprised me when we saw them pushing as much as they were.
I think if you asked Thierry about some moments, there was
Yeah,
just
one
a
or two.
couple,
Yeah, maybe
and
a
they were
few.
pretty
Yeah.
high speed moments. And I think when you have that moment in fifth gear and the car wobbles a bit, you do settle yourself down a bit, and yeah, you're not absolutely taking the maximum risk. And I maintain that Calais got into it early, he got settled, he got comfortable with the car, and then it flows.
See you tomorrow. Our favourite driver. He really is our favourite.
And our
There's
favourite
co-driver. No, that's firmly planted on my head, that hat. Yeah, it's been a remarkably close battle between Neuville and Evans all day, really. At the end of the day, though, it is Neuville who's in the ascendancy. 10.8 seconds, the difference between those two battling drivers. Let's hear from them.
Really satisfied. I mean, it was not the most enjoyable day for two reasons. Once the weather, and second the setup, which was a little bit too stiff. So I think we were a little bit aggressive on that side and expected the roads to be cleaner, basically. So it wasn't that enjoyable. But at the end, we made the best out of it. No moments, no real mistakes. I just went a little bit wide on a junction. But other than this, yeah, a good day.
Yeah, it's been tough out there, clearly. Not the easiest conditions, but yeah, Calais obviously been very fast, so we haven't had an answer for that today.
How difficult was that to keep it, constrained and neat and tidy?
We always do our own thing, really. I mean, for sure, I'm a bit disappointed with the outcome of some stages, and maybe I could have definitely afforded to apply a bit more risk in some areas, but yeah, let's say anyway, it looks like the road positions had an effect today, but of course he's driven more than just the effect of the road position, obviously.
Dirtfish Live Center.
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 Well, that's our top three, David. We will watch with interest, in particular, that battle for second. Let's talk a little bit about Oyt Tanak, though. Yeah, not the best day out there. Not the worst day, but not the best day.
In some ways, I think we owe Tanak and M Sport a bit of an apology there, because we've talked all day about, was it a gamble? Was it this, that, and the other? They took the softest car they got. They haven't got a softer car, so they did all that they could. I'm sure when they go back to Dunby, they will find a way to soften the car even further. Yeah. But they came here not really expecting such extreme conditions. So, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Just a difficult day. Everything we said about that confidence, the immediate confidence that you need to take from the car, Oyt clearly didn't take that because the car wasn't set up as he wanted it to. And if you don't have that progressive, that subtlety in the car to find the grip, it's snatching, it's dancing across the road.
It's the last thing you want in these type of conditions, isn't it? So Oyt Tanak sitting in fourth. We'll then go down. Takasan's sitting in fifth place, and he's had a good day. He's had a quiet day. And do you know what?
He's missed us today.
He's missed us, we've missed him. But he has had a quiet day, and a quiet day is better than a noisy day in the type of conditions we saw out there.
You've had a very noisy day.
Well, I've not had a noisy day like you. You had a noisy day singing a little bit in the car.
That's all good noise.
Decent noise. Well, in sixth place, Seb Ogier. Oh, his rally was over before it began almost.
Yeah.
Okay, it began last night, but the morning.
Yeah.
Opening stage, really early on, smacked something hidden in the mud.
He smacked. That's quite. I'm
Hits,
not sure.
ran
He hits
over,
them.
ran, what's the word then?
The big point was that he couldn't avoid it.
No,
and
he
this
couldn't
is
avoid
the
it.
issue: is when the mud's being pulled out, when those cuts are being taken, you have to take that cut, because if you don't, you're sitting the car in the mud that's been pulled out, and the car's straight off the road. So there was
nothing he could do.
We're not here to defend Ogier, but there was nothing he could do. It's one of those that you've got to tuck the car into the line. So puncture, wheel, damaged rim that led to a puncture. It's a shocker. The guy, I mean, he's not feeling well today. He's got a bit of a headache. He didn't feel well this morning. I think it's all kind of combined to make a really miserable day for him.
Miserable event for me. He was really desperately looking forward to doing well here. It is effectively now Ogier's home rally. Fingers crossed we'll see him having another go at it next year, David.
Just completed the one-day women's rear wheel drive class at Dirtfish, and it was a blast.
New experiences, learning a lot. It's a lot of fun.
All the enthusiasm from all the women. I felt a lot more comfortable in the car and got a lot more out of the class. And I think everyone should do it.
Timo Sunanen?
Good. Difficult one for Timo, isn't it? Because, has he exceeded our expectations on the gravel? When we were in Chile, great times again, really solid effort there. I don't think we could expect too much more from him here. And difficult again when, not that it matters, Manufacturers' Championship is done now. But obviously Hyundai would like to bring cars home well up in the points. So he's not looking to make any more mistakes, not looking to put any more bent metal in the service park over there. So I think he needs to bring himself confidence. He needs to show what he can do. Has he done that today? He hasn't really excelled. He hasn't put in any stunning stage times.
If he does find himself in that battle with Takasan, remember Takasan's in 5th, Timo with Ogier in between is in 7th, but only 12 seconds off Takasan's time. So if he does find himself in a battle for 5th place at any point during the rally, that will be a measure. That will be a measure of what he can do and where he's at. The big loser today, though, David, we have to talk about Esa-Pekka Lappi. We came across him once again. He was incredibly open and honest with us at the scene of that crash. But there's no getting around it. There's no talking around it. He's made another mistake.
Yeah, that's what, three from 4 or something like that. I don't know. I just don't know what to say because the start of the season, he was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Looked briefly like a team leader here at Hyundai. Just really showing Thierry the way. Thierry was taking his car setup. It was amazing. And then literally comes to the fast gravel Finland and it's just gone downhill. And yeah, just a bizarre one this morning. He looked absolutely comfortable at the ridiculous speeds that he was driving. And watching the onboards, and we've watched those first 2 stages, there were no moments. There were no big slides. There was nothing. He had it all in the palm of his hand. And I think we drove that stage, and as you come up through there, it gets incredibly narrow. And what you've got these where the roots of the trees have grown through the road. It's really bumpy, and it's kind of fierce bumps, and there's a lot in there. As we came up there, we said,
we stopped.
Yeah,
we stopped at that point, at the exact point where he had his off. We stopped to have a look because it was so up for us anyway. It looked, this is really tricky, this section.
Yeah, no, so he's going to have to pick himself up, dust himself down, and get on with what he's doing.
Oh, he's gone. There was a man underneath the canvas there, David. Didn't know what he was doing.
and EP will be back in Japan. There is clearly, I think decisions have been made over there. Nobody seems too stressed about what's happened. So, but fundamentally, Esa-Pekka needs to end the year on a high. He's started the year, Monty wasn't the highest of high. Sweden was brilliant, and there was a lot of brilliance coming after that. He needs to end it like that in Japan.
Yeah, he absolutely does, fundamentally, for his own good, for his own psychological good heading into next season. He does need a result, I think, in Japan. So there we are, folks. It was a tremendous day here we're in Germany, there in the Czech Republic, for the Friday stages of the Central European Rally. There is still plenty to come. Little bit of uncertainty about the forecast. The forecast I'm seeing says perhaps
you said it was going to be sunny and 17 degrees.
By Sunday it will be. Tomorrow, 1 or 2 suggestions. We might still see a little bit of rain. 1 or 2 other people suggesting it could be dry into tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see, folks. But you know where you've got to be. Dirtfish.com. If you have missed anything today, Dirtfish Live Centre. David, where's that button?
It's up here.
It is up there.
Right
Press that button. There's plenty there to keep you entertained from the first 2 days of the CER. Folks, thank you for joining us today. We'll see you all again tomorrow.